Currency debasement and devaluation of fiat currencies are not temporary issues. They are systemic and will continue and persist as long as the central banks continue their current policies. And that's the only direction it can go because we're in a fiat debt-based system. Now, ever since we went off the gold standard in 1971, fiat currencies have rapidly depreciated over time, killing your purchasing power and destroying your wealth. Preserving your wealth in this type of environment, whether you have $5,000, $10 million, requires a very strategic approach. And the wealthy, the nations, the billionaires, they understand this reality. And they know that our debt-based fiat system is designed to collapse and depreciate over time. They understand this. They know it's about to deteriorate even more going forward, as continuous devaluation is the only mechanism that will prevent a systemic-wide collapse. And that's why they keep printing money. And while there are several different asset classes you can invest in to hedge against currency debasement, there is only one that has consistently outperformed on a monumental scale over the past decade, and that's cryptocurrencies and digital assets. Unfortunately, most traditional investments and asset classes simply help you keep up with the pace of inflation, giving you the illusion of wealth on paper. But when you actually do the math and the calculations, you're not actually really getting ahead of inflation and currency debasement, although it might look like it on paper or in your brokerage account. In contrast, crypto is the only asset class that actually offers a very unique opportunity to break free from the limitations of the fiat currency system and achieve exponential gains that you can't find in any other asset class, whether it's taking advantage of the bull run 4-year crypto cycles, which are a repetitive pattern every 4 years, or having a much longer time horizon when global mainstream adoption becomes a reality and these cryptos reach remarkable heights. But if you think crypto is scary and risky to invest in, really try working 40 years without being able to save a dime and then retiring at 70 with nothing. Or try saving in a savings account at a bank, earning 0.42% APY when real currency debasement is approximately 10% a year. You see, the traditional financial system is designed to keep you trapped in this cycle of debt and dependency, not getting ahead of currency debasement. At least with crypto, you actually have a fighting chance to break free from that matrix and make real gains that do get you ahead of currency debasement and create relatively a lot of wealth in a very short period of time. So in this video, I'm going to explain why cryptocurrencies and digital assets are the best investment of our generation and why crypto and digital assets will continue to rise going forward into the future, and most importantly, this year in 2025. Regardless if there's pullbacks or crashes, we are going higher. And this will be the asset class that creates the most amount of millionaires that the world has ever seen compared to any other asset class in existence. Now, I said it before and I will emphasize it again. This is the best investment of our generation. There is nothing like it, and there probably won't be any opportunities similar to this in our lifetime. So we need to be strategic and take advantage of it in a very calculated, controlled fashion. We have to be smart, but use the opportunity wisely. Now, with that said, let's take a step back. When we zoom out, we could see that all the major factors that influence the crypto market and crypto prices are falling perfectly into place. So this is a very good indicator that everything is playing out as expected. Number one, the Bitcoin and crypto cycle is unfolding as it always has. Number two, the broader macroeconomic cycle is on track just as it always is. And the central bank's treasury debt refinancing cycle is progressing just as expected. And the bulk of the treasury debt refinancing is actually due in 2025, which means more money printing. As for interest rate cuts, which actually began at the end of last year, this will likely continue in 2025. That pivotal moment was just the starting point. And it will continue regardless what the narrative is, what they tell you. It's all lies. So regardless what the Fed suggests, even if they say it's not going to happen because of this or that, it's a narrative, it's all lies. They have no choice. They will cut rates and they will print money. So if you look loosely, their so-called metrics and targets seem very much designed to really justify the targets and their eventual move to cut rates. And whatever they tell you is nonsense, so don't worry about it. And with the bulk of the Treasury debt refinancing due in 2025, they'll have no choice but to stimulate the economy and cut rates drastically and just print more money out of thin air. They do it every cycle and they have no choice. They will continue to do it. Maybe some point in the future that will change. I believe it will, but not right now. They have a lot of ammunition to go and we need to take advantage of it. So far, everything is lining up exactly as we predicted, which, reinforcing the conditions for a very, very strong crypto bull market ahead of us into 2025. And I don't think it's going to end today or tomorrow. This is not over. This is just the beginning, as cliche as it sounds. Now, we have a long way to go in this cycle, in my opinion. Right now, the crypto market is doing well. Cryptos are pumping. This is just a little taste, but it's going to continue as we go into 2025. And this has nothing to do with crypto and utility. There's a very fine distinction there, and I have to put this on the table. Instead, it's the liquidity cycle that's repeating. It's a well-established 4-year pattern because of the debt refinancing and the money printing. This has nothing to do with utility. So you probably are wondering, what do I mean? It means that the primary driver behind these rising asset prices and the crypto market is not utility, but it's liquidity. Utility operates independently of these crypto cycles that we see every 4 years and remains completely irrelevant to the current price movements and the crypto price pumps that we keep seeing. And yes, utility and global mainstream adoption will take some of these asset prices to remarkable heights and new levels. But we need to be very understanding and realize that there's a very clear distinction between the two. Okay, so what does this mean? This means these 4-year cycles that we see are fueled and driven by capital flow. That basically means money entering or money leaving the market, which impacts supply and demand and in turn drives prices. And that's liquidity going in and liquidity going out. Every market moves in cycles, but crypto stands out because it's uniquely short cycle and it offers the most return on investment that's unmatched. There is no other asset class that does what crypto does and offers the similar returns. Now, historically, the 4th year of each cycle is when crypto prices rise dramatically, hitting their peaks. And that's basically when you get your altcoin season, and that takes place in 2025. Okay, so now that we understand liquidity is the main driving force behind the crypto market and crypto prices, we need to know how liquidity enters the system, where does it come from, and why it flows into the crypto market so that we can understand the pattern and how to capitalize on it. Well, it all starts here. Since 2009, all central banks reset interest rates to near zero and have basically set the stage for a global 4-year debt refinancing cycle. Coincidentally, every 4 years as the debt refinancing is due, we experience a crypto bull run. And no, it's not from the Bitcoin halving. That's just one factor. It's from the debt refinance cycle and the money printing. So they all line up perfectly every 4 years. And this perfectly aligns with the central banks printing money out of thin air and the bulk of the debt and the treasury refinancing that is due. And that happens to be due in 2025. And this is not a coincidence. Each time government refinances their debt, they're forced to print more money into the system in some shape or form, increasing the overall monetary supply. And this injection of liquidity makes its way into risk-on assets like crypto, and you get a bull run. And this pattern has been consistent for over a decade. Every 4 years, it happens like clockwork. It's no coincidence. Now that we know that, we can take a look and step back and look at the strength of the US dollar, because that plays a critical role. Now, currently, the US dollar is strong, but it can't remain that way for long. Why? Because our financial system is a debt-based system, and a strong dollar is actually very bad and counterproductive for governments and financial institutions. Okay, so why is this important? Because when the dollar strengthens, crypto and Bitcoin prices typically weaken. So it's not a good thing for crypto and risk-on assets. However, this temporary strength in the US dollar basically sets the stage for its eventual weakening, which is coming, in my opinion, and I'll explain why, which is absolutely essential for the broader liquidity cycle to continue in this debt-based system. So they need a weak dollar, and yes, they want a weak dollar regardless what they tell you. So why does everybody want a weak dollar in this environment? What does this have to do with money printing and the crypto bull run? Let me explain. It's simple. To get a weaker dollar, they must inflate the currency and print money. And why would they want a weak dollar? So a weakening dollar is actually really good for risk on assets, especially if you're positioned in the right ones. But why is it good for the government? And this is why it's so important and they have no other choice. It's because we live in a debt-based system where paying off the debt isn't an option. Instead, the system relies on inflating and debasing the currency in order to manage their debt, which ultimately means a weaker dollar. For this system to continue, we need a weaker dollar. Now, right now, the dollar is very strong, and this is because many countries have their debt denominated in US dollars, and this creates a demand for US dollars, basically increasing its value in the short term. And we see a stronger dollar, and yes, some of the demand is likely artificial, one can argue, but the point is the strength of the dollar is directly tied to the demand of the dollar, whether it's rooted in truth or it's artificial. That's irrelevant. But while a strong dollar might sound good, it actually weakens the US economy. Why? That's because a strong dollar makes Americans' goods more expensive, and compared to other nations, it actually hurts exporting and manufacturing. So to address this, the United States government and the Fed, they have to print more money to weaken the dollar and prevent the collapse of our fiat-based currency system. Now, by doing that, they can actually help GDP and increase inflation. For example, the US prints money to buy oil from Saudi Arabia or goods from China. In return, these countries receive dollars that are worthless, and they know that, and these dollars are losing value. So what do? They know that, so they recycle those dollars and they put them into investments like stocks, gold, real estate, properties, farmland, crypto, and it makes its way back into American markets and into assets. So to make the US economy more competitive and attract manufacturing and bring back that into the country and industrial firms, they need a weak dollar. Now, achieving this requires money printing. So they have to stimulate and print money to weaken the dollar, which they will do for this very reason. And they'll also have to do it so that they can refinance the debt, which inflates the currency supply even more. But as a result, crypto prices will soar through the roof. So in conclusion, you're probably interested in capitalizing on crypto. Well, there's two ways to do it. I suggest capitalizing and taking advantage of the 4-year crypto cycles. You buy during the bear market, you buy during crashes, you sell in the 4th year. You make the most amount of money like this. And this is a tremendous opportunity in my opinion. And the pattern and trajectory is absolutely crystal clear at this point. We are just going up regardless of any pullbacks or crashes. And this presents a very unique chance for people to ride the wave in a clever way. And the other point is, beyond that, there's a second equally powerful strategy, and that's investing in these digital assets and cryptos with strong tokenomics, immense utility, and just having a very longer investing, long-term horizon, not thinking short-term. And you'll definitely capitalize on the price appreciation from utility that comes down the road. So I recommend taking advantage of both approaches: the short-term rewards of the 4-year crypto cycles combined with long-term potential from utility-driven assets from a long-term horizon once adoption and mainstream institutional use comes in, because we're going in that direction. It's very obvious. And some of these assets will continue to appreciate significantly, in the broader context of things and from a utility standpoint, entirely different. You have the utility and the 4-year crypto cycles, and I suggest taking advantage of both. It's like investing in the internet in the early 90s. Until next time.